Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive. Today we're tackling a giant, a titan of 20th century thought, Octavio Paz.
And wow, do we ever have some incredible source material for this one?
Right, like we get to actually hear Paz speak, like
Right.
straight from the source. It's a YouTube video,
Yeah.
but honestly it feels way more personal than that.
Like we're peeking right into his thoughts almost.
Exactly. And those thoughts, well, they're not just like historical artifacts. The stuff he wrestled with, identity, politics, what it even means to be human, that stuff.
Still burns today.
Absolutely burned. So where do we even begin?
Childhood's usually a good place to start, right? I mean, we know Paz spent huge chunks of his early years just devouring books with his grandfather.
Totally. But was that like just a kid escaping reality, or did it run deeper?
Way deeper. It wasn't just what Paz read, but the whole experience. Language itself became like this superpower to him.
Okay, I'm seeing a theme here. Language as like a bridge.
Exactly. A bridge across cultures, between people, a way to find that shared humanity. And that's like the bedrock of so much of Paz's work.
So picture this. Young Paz, he hits university, and the world's on fire. It's the early 20th century. Fascism's rising. Communism's calling.
Talk about a trial by fire, right? To
Yeah.
be surrounded by peers,
Hmm.
some jumping on the fascist train, others all in on communism.
Heavy stuff.
Yeah.
How did Paz even navigate that?
He doesn't shy away from it, that's for sure. Early on, he's drawn to the left, probably seeing what went down in the Spanish Civil War, the horrors of fascism up close. But then,
Boom, the atomic bomb. I mean, talk about a turning point.
shattering. It's like the whole floor drops out from under everything he thought he knew. Suddenly, all those old ideologies, the easy answers.
They just didn't cut it anymore.
Not even close. And here's what I find so amazing. Paz, he doesn't cling to what's broken. He lets himself be challenged, and that's where his brilliance shines through.
Right. Like, he's not afraid to admit he doesn't have it all figured out. And then he turns that same questioning gaze onto his own country, Mexico. He even says he's seeing it with new eyes.
And it's not just sightseeing. Paz is dismantling this idea of a single, fixed Mexican identity. In the labyrinth of solitude, he dives headfirst into history, culture, the whole mess.
But mess in a good way, right? Like revealing the hidden layers, the contradictions.
Absolutely. Like, he talks about the Pachuco, this rebellious youth subculture. They're rejecting Mexican and American norms, living in this in-between space.
Whoa, so identity isn't set in stone, it's constantly evolving.
For Paz, yeah, it's fluid, it's complex. And then, get this, he travels to India. Talk about adding another dimension.
Right. From Mexico City to like ancient temples and gurus. What drew him there?
He's hungry for Eastern thought, Buddhism, Hinduism. This idea of interconnectedness really grabs him.
So hold on, are we saying he sees like links between Eastern mysticism and
Eroticism. Oh, yeah, he goes there. For Paz, these seemingly opposite things, they actually illuminate each other. You see it in his poetry, too. Erotic imagery isn't just about physical desire. It's about this yearning for unity, for something bigger than ourselves.
wow, that's deep. And this whole time, through all these explorations, he keeps circling back to this idea of dialogue. Like, why was that so crucial for him?
Paz believed it was the only way to combat fanaticism, to break free from violence. Dialogue as the foundation of a truly peaceful, democratic society.
So not just some airy-fairy concept, but
He lived it. He'd argue passionately with anyone. Friends, rivals, didn't matter.
we didn't back down from a good debate, that's for sure.
Right. For Paz, disagreement, conflict, those weren't threats. They were chances to learn, to deepen understanding. Even his personal life, multiple marriages, some might see it as contradictory, but...
But for him, it fits, right? Always evolving, always searching.
Exactly. And towards the end of that video, it's really powerful. Paz talks about sending his books out into the world, wondering which will last, which will fade. What do you make of that?
It's humbling, you know? This brilliant guy, and he recognizes that ultimately his work isn't his to control anymore.
It's out there, on its own journey.
Makes you think, right? Like every artist, writer, musician, we kind of throw our stuff into the void and hope it lands somewhere.
Yeah.
So big picture, what do you think is Paz's most lasting impact? What stays with us after we close the book?
He gives us this amazing permission slip. To embrace complexity, to say, I don't know, and keep searching, to talk to people we disagree with, really talk.
Especially now when everything feels so divided.
Right. Paz's call for understanding, for empathy across cultures, across those divides, it's more urgent than ever.
He's not letting us off easy. He wants us to be more than just like passive info sponges.
He's pushing us to be part of the conversation, the big, messy, vital conversation about what it means to be human.
And that's something worth thinking about chewing on, don't you think? Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone. We'll catch you next time.